to start, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. So today's discussion, second day, we missed last week, but it's okay. Inshallah, that was, you guys used last week as a benefit somehow. Today's discussion is on the question, why are you so quiet? And I'll reveal the hadith that's associated with this. So before we go into that, the first question that I'd like to ask everybody, for those who are actually here on week one, is that I hope we were able to take something back and implement something from week one and kind of bring it up till today. So if you go back to week one discussions, we talked about adab of hadith scholars, we talked about renewing our intention, we talked about the focus of this series being tarbiyah itself, we talked about the mentality, the mindset that you and I need to have in order to somehow swallow the truth of mannerisms, because it might be kind of hard at times, right? So today's discussions on this hadith, we'll start talking, and then when there's about 5 minutes before salah, if someone could signal me, and I'll stop, inshallah, I'll start to stop. So this hadith here is narrated, and it says that Rasulullah, he said that shyness does not bring anything except good. And in a narration of Muslim, Rasulullah, he said that all of shyness is good. So these are the points of discussion for today. Like I said, that this class is geared towards the college environment, so we're going to have some questions or some ideas that come up that might be more relevant to a college student than the general public, right? And inshallah, that's the scope that we want to hit with the program. The first thing I want to discuss is social media desensitization. The lectures are very informative, so let's just do our best to keep track. That there was a man in the Prophet Muhammad's time, and he was known to be extremely modest. And another Sahabi, he kind of like called him out on it, you know, because like as a man, I guess you're not supposed to be shy. Rasulullah told that Sahabi to leave him alone, for shyness is a part of faith. For shyness is a part of Iman itself. The same hadith comes up in the same category in Riyadh al-Salihin under Kitab al-Adab, under the book of manners. We live in a society right now in 2020 when our biggest focus to express ourselves is to do everything but be shy. That everything that comes across our mind, every thought that we intercept, we have to express. And if we lack doing that, and in some way we're thought to be incompetent. And this is actually understood even in the college environment, right? And this comes, I mentioned this, that even if a professor makes a mistake, that's a common mistake on the board, a student has to point it out, even though every other student in the class recognizes that mistake as well. That a professor wrote 2 + 2 = 5, and he continues on the calculation. And that everybody in that classroom has the same common sense that you have as a student. But out of the lack of shyness and arrogance in your mind, you speak up and you correct the professor in front of everybody, and sometimes it's done with the wrong intention by students. To show that, look at this professor, he made a mistake, he made an arithmetic mistake. You make multiple in your own examinations, right? So this is one idea that I want to cover. And this is going to go all throughout, and I'm going to hit social media after I talk about this slightly for a little bit. That we're in this environment somehow, male, female, it doesn't matter. Everybody needs to be heard. Everybody needs to be understood. Everybody needs to be seen. Everybody needs to be listened to. Everything needs to happen. Otherwise, you yourself do not hold any value. And this is where we have a misunderstanding. That if others do not see me, if others do not recognize me, if others do not listen to my problems and my opinions and my concerns and my matters, then I do not matter. And that's not true. We rely on others to give us value so much that we continuously strive and do our best to make sure we're known and we're heard. And hence, we have a lack of shyness among us. That when we see someone who's shy, we think of it as a weakness. Similarly to the story I mentioned that, oh, this brother is shy, he doesn't speak too much. This sister, she sits in the back, she's too shy, she can't even be a leader. We have all these qualities and we have all these assumptions that's made that if someone is shy, it's a misconception, right? If someone is shy, they can't lead. I ask you a question, who was more bashful than Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? No one was more bashful than Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And no one was a better leader than Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Period. It goes into the hadith that it says, in that same Kitab al-Adab, in Riyadh al-Salihin, that it says that he was more shy, he seemed more shy than a woman who was a virgin right after marriage. This was the example, this was the analogy that was given in the hadith. That's how shy he was. That's how shy he was. As Amirul Mu'mineen, the leader of all believers, men and women. So how is that you and I come to this stance today in 2020, and we think that someone cannot lead something, someone cannot be the initiator for a project or an idea or a team or an organization just because they're shy? This is not true. Personalities differ, but leadership remains the same. Leadership can still happen. That's just one misconception I want to touch on. Because what we do is we take people's shyness and we look at it as a weakness. And that's why the title is actually, what is it? Goodness in shyness. We need to point that out. And the reason why I want to point this out is because it seems that anytime someone is outspoken, anytime someone is loud, or even I might say obnoxious in a group, that person might seem to be more competent than the person who's more quiet. And that's not always true. That's not always true. I like playing devil's advocate. So usually when I speak, and I'm speaking to a certain crowd, I'll say the exact opposite of what they're thinking. So if I was with a crowd who are always talking about being shy, I would speak the opposite right now. But we're in a college environment. And you gotta go and get out there. Present yourself. So that's why I'm speaking in this manner. Because Islam is balanced. It doesn't mean that you don't actually present yourself. That's a different discussion. But in this society, in our current time, we're so focused on presenting ourselves and showing off and becoming in this shameless environment that I have to talk more about shame itself. That way we can understand it better. So that's just the preface to the talk today, inshallah. So the first point of discussion that I have, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to stop me whenever. I can't do my best to answer the questions, but I'll try. And if I don't have an answer, I'll come back to you next week, inshallah. So the first point, desensitization in social media. Currently, right now, probably two of the most hottest apps are what, like Instagram, Snapchat, right? TikTok. Okay, see, well, TikTok, right? These are the hottest apps. This is what people are like watching all the time, right? And then you have probably like Twitter and Facebook somewhere down the line, right? And they kind of keep going downward. YouTube is there too, don't worry, it's a type of social media. And I want you to ask yourself, what kind of environment, because you always talk about this, right? Surround yourself with good people, be with good brothers, be with good sisters, right? I want you to ask yourself, what brothers and sisters do you have on your social media? That is also an environment. It's not the physical environment like here, but it's actually an environment that impacts you more than this environment here. Because you know why? We're always doing this. We'll be lying down on our bed, we'll be like this. Right? And we'll be like this and we'll fall on our face. These things happen because we're so focused on it. Right? So we spend more time doing this than here. So this environment is actually very important. And what ends up happening with the social media environment is that, maybe you go on Instagram once, right? Let's say you're a really good guy. You don't follow any sisters on Instagram, you just got your boys, right? Which is probably highly unlikely for most of us. And you just follow brothers, and then you follow Mufti Meg, you follow all these scholars, and you do all the good stuff, right? Everything's going great. You got Snapchat. You got all your boys on Snapchat, no problem. Then what happens? Explore page. Snapchat stories. right? You swipe right, and you have all these stories. You can't stop that. And they won't let you stop that. They won't let you stop that. You can't filter that. It'll keep coming. Yes or no? No matter how much you try, it's not going to go away. And you don't think in your mind or once, whether you're a brother or a sister, doesn't matter. I'm using brothers as an example because I'm a brother, so I don't get any feedback from this side. I've got to be careful. But it happens for brothers and sisters. Now don't you think at one point you'll come and you'll swipe right? That you won't want to explore? The word is explore. Brings curiosity in your mind. I wonder what's there. This is the social media environment. And it doesn't matter who you are, right? Whether you wear a kufi or you don't, you wear a thobe or you don't, you have a beard or you don't, you wear a niqab or you don't, you might swipe right. It might have happened by accident and you see an image that you shouldn't have seen. And that's your environment. Same thing with Facebook, same thing with Twitter, same thing with all social media. But what ends up happening is, this is our standard, right? Our highest standard, check this, our highest standard on social media, like as righteous as you can get, is if you have only sisters as a sister, and if you have only brothers as a brother. And this is the epitome of social media, like, wow, you are righteous, you are a great person, right? So whether you go on the explore page or not, whether you see all the stories or not, whether you do all of that, you're at the highest level right now. No, the highest level is actually not to have social media. That's a higher level. We are just not aware of that. A higher level would be to limit your time to social media. I had this one brother who asked, how do I optimize my time on social media? He's actually a very successful businessman. He said, how do I optimize my time on social media? Because I don't want to waste time on it. And the recommendation was spend 15 minutes on a certain period of the day. That from 5:15 to 5:30 every day, I'm going to go on social media. I'm going to check all my notifications, and I'm going to respond to anything I need to, check whatever I need to, and move on with my day. I have been social enough. I have been social enough. And if 15 minutes is not enough time for you to get back to all your messages, all your notifications, and check what's new within your friend circle, I guess, for whatever reason you want to see other people's lives, then you need too much time. Or you're following way too many people, I don't know. Right? Could be the other one too. And at one point stop and focus on your own life. He actually does that, and that's one of the reasons why he's successful, because he's focused. But the point isn't prioritizing your time, the point isn't time management, the point is desensitization. Becoming desensitized to the content on social media. Which is why I made the point that the epitome of us right now is if you only have brothers or if you only have sisters, whatever it is, just because you have brothers only on your account or you have sisters only on your account, it doesn't mean that sister or brother won't publish something on there that's incorrect. Yes or no? You can have brothers just only as a brother. You can have sisters as only as a sister. But then you're going to have sisters, you're going to have brothers who post pictures, who post statuses, who share things, who like things that'll come up in your social media, and you're left asking yourself, why am I seeing this? And the first thing you're saying is, why did this guy like this? Right? That's the first question that comes into your head, like, screenshot, right? So that people do that. Right? But this is what's happening. That we're becoming so desensitized that we don't take it as a big deal. But it's a really big deal. It's a very big deal. Right? And social media can affect you in two ways. One, when you're focused on the lives of other people, that's one, which I kind of gave an example on. And two, is when you're so focused on showing other people your life. Right? Both are sad cases. Right? One is a lack of self-esteem. So you look at everyone else's life, what they're doing, what the celebrity is doing. Oh, this guy has so much money. I wonder what he's doing in Dubai with this money. Oh my God, why he bought this car all in cash. I want to see him go buy this Ferrari. Why? Why? You spend hours and hours. How does she do this makeup? I want to watch it. Even though you won't ever do that makeup, you want to see how she does this makeup. Because it interests you. Why? Ask yourself all this, why am I spending this much time on someone else's life? It's not my life. They don't even know who I am. They have no idea who I am. But I'm so focused. People were crying yesterday, man. People were crying yesterday. My friend was crying yesterday because Kobe passed away. I asked the question in the group chat. I said, who are the other 4 people? Anyone think about them? 5 people died. Only one person mattered in that crash? People die all over. Muslims are dying. All we're focusing on Kobe Bryant. I don't want to take that focus away from Kobe, but what we did was we took away focus from the other people too. This is us. This is our state. 5 humans can die and we focus on one because of their social impact. This is us. This is what content does to us. Right? And then we find out, oh, his daughter was in the crash. And you focus it because it's his daughter. You still don't think about the other people who were in the crash. Still didn't happen. I'm seeing this on my social feed, right? I see everybody. I'm like, man, someone at least mention other people. Someone, please. Like, I want to see one post. I'm not even talking about they're Muslim or not Muslim. 5 humans passed away. Where's the thought and concern behind that? Right? This is our current state. That we're so focused by the social media presence of people. We're so desensitized to whatever is there. Whether it's haram or halal. Basketball is halal, right? Whether it's haram or halal, you're watching basketball, you're so focused, you let it overtake your life. But that was an example of how we become desensitized. But on the main point, going back to the main point, with social media, when we keep seeing these things, when we keep seeing lewd behavior, revealing pictures of sisters who are without the aura for the brothers, right? You think it's normal, right? You're so used to it. You're so used to seeing a billboard with a woman that's half naked. This is a true statement. Yes or no? Yes or no? You drive on the freeway, you see it all the time, right? It's not even about something that's negative. It's not even like, oh, come to this area where we do bad stuff. It's like a regular image of a woman, quote unquote regular, and she's like, and that's normal. And you look at the ad like, oh, they're having this sale here. Right? Or like a car deal is happening. You're not realizing what you're doing. You're being desensitized. This is the situation we're in right now. That if we were to see a woman's aura, we should be like, whoa, that should be a question mark. Right? But we see it all the time, and it's like, at least they're not kissing, right? That's going to happen too at one point. And then you're like, oh, at least they're not doing that. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. The more desensitized we become to social media and all these things, billboard is also a type of social media. My advice would be, brothers and sisters, for social media, be careful of who you're friends with, even if they're only brothers, even if they're only sisters. But if you're on that square zero where you have brothers and sisters in your social media, maybe start filtering your social media first. Start with that step. It might be that your first step is filtering out your social media. And that might mean you have, for brothers, you might have to delete like 50 girls. Sisters may have to delete 50 boys. That might have to happen. And then you're going to get some messages saying, why did you delete me? What happened? And you have to deal with that. Right? Figure that out. That's your jihad and that's my jihad. I'm sorry, this is our jihad of 2020. Jihad of 2020, deleting the opposite gender from social media. This is our current status. This is our current status right now. But that's okay. That's okay. We're going to work with that. Whatever situation we're at, we have to work with that. Whatever, I said the point of this course, this series, is to improve from wherever you're at right now. So wherever you are, you do that. But if your social media is cleansed in that sense, quote unquote cleansed, then even within the same gender, be careful who's there. I have some brothers, I filtered them out. Like, I don't want to see him post from this guy again. I don't want to know what's happening in his life again. I don't want to know, right? Because, no, I don't want to know. You have to filter those people out too. And limit your time. Limit your time that you spend on it. That I know you might be watching this 45-second clip from Mufti Meg, and it's really inspiring and it's amazing. But as soon as you press that play video on Facebook or Instagram, right, or whatever, I don't know how Instagram works, but Facebook, right, and you'll have the suggestions, and somehow it'll go from Mufti Meg to like this comedy show. You're like, what is this about? And then that comedy show will go into like something completely different. You're like, whoa, what is this about? Did you get really interested, right? No. That's what ends up happening. That's what ends up happening. So just take those 3 steps, right? If you're on step 1, then filter out the genders from your social media. You have to do it. You have to actually do it, by the way. I'm saying this thing so lightly, but it's a big deal. It's hard to do these things. You actually go on your Facebook account, Instagram, Snapchat, and say, I'm deleting this person. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to give you guys very simple advice in this course. All or in this series, whatever you want to call it, the impact should be impressive. The actions are very simple. I'm not trying to come here to make you guys go through this rigorous training. It's not like that. Islam is very simple and easy, right? Take simple steps, you can accomplish great things. Simple steps, filter out your social media. Simple steps, reduce your time. If your time right now on your iPhone says that you spend about 15 hours a day out of the 24 somehow on social media, then you gotta cut that down. Say, I'm gonna go to half, 7.5 hours. Start something. So reduce the time. And even on the same gender, filter the guys, filter the girls. Not everyone is good for your environment. Not everyone is good for your environment. You have to be careful about that. Second point, strictly to college. Strictly to college, study buddy. I was talking to this with the high school kids at Cass Tech. So I don't know if you remember or not, but this guy's from Cass Tech, he came with me. But I was saying that, look, I was telling this to the boys, I was saying that, look, if the smartest person in the class is a girl, and you need help, and you're the dumbest guy in the room, right? And you need like high level help on this subject, and the only person who knows it so well is this girl, right? So you have to study with her. My question to you is, who do you think knows more than this girl? The teacher. Whoa. Whoa. Surprise. Mind-boggling answer. So difficult to figure out sometimes. Who knows more than, same thing with the sisters. There's only one person, and this guy's Muslim. He's the only Muslim in the entire class. Doesn't judge me for my hijab, whatever it is. Who would know more than that guy? Who has hours specifically allocated to meet you, called office hours? The professor. And if you're going to Dearborn, where I went, you know for a fact that if you need math help, there's the MLC, Math Learning Center. You don't need a guy. You don't need a girl. The Math Learning Center. And you might have a male tutor or a female tutor, but it's in a public area at that point, right? Completely different. The MLC is there. If you need writing help, there's actually the English Center where they send you people who have English as their majors who help you with their essays. So if you're like me, you need some help, you can go there and they'll assign someone to you. If you need Orgo help, they have SI, supplemental instructors on top of office hours, on top of the professors. What is your excuse? You answer that, not me. You answer that. Now logically, where do you come up with this understanding? That I can be in privacy with a brother or a sister when it's not permissible. And I said this in my Sunday class, which was yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I was done yesterday. I said that, no, it was Thursday's lecture. I said this on Thursday. I said that the best of company, because Allah says in the Quran, when He gives instructions and if you follow it, Allah is going to be there for you. The best of company is when Allah joins your company. The best of company is when Allah joins your company. The worst of company is when Shaitan joins your company. Is this true? Is this logical? Is it clear? Simple statement? The best of company is when Allah joins your company. Let's forget about the fact that Shaitan joins our company. Let's say Shaitan's a pretty cool guy, he joins our company. Let's just say that. Think about what you just lost. Forget Shaitan coming into your company, man. Let's say Shaitan doesn't come to my company. I just lost Allah's company. I shouldn't have to stress it by saying Shaitan joined you. It should be stressed by understanding Allah has left us. The angels have left us. All of goodness has left you. Goodness and shyness, that's gone now. Because now, the opposite gender has entered your company. And it could be a really good person. Wallahi, people have genuine, sincere intention. People want to study. People want to improve. People want to improve their grades. They actually care. Not every guy is out to get this girl. Not every girl is out to get this guy. It doesn't work like that. People have sincere intentions. So if you see someone doing this, don't just jump to conclusions. And don't just say, oh, look at this guy and look at this girl. They do this and they do that.
Relax. But if you are that guy, and if you are that girl, look for alternatives, man. Because people are not going to keep giving you excuses. They're not. And not everyone's nice enough to give you an excuse. So you will be put on the spot. And you have to deal with that because that's your deed that you earned. You earned that. It goes on both ways, right? So if you see other people, be merciful towards them. Maybe give them some actual advice. You know what you should do? You should actually tutor that person. If a sister sees a sister hanging out with a boy who's getting help, go and say, do you need help? Can I help you? Instead of saying, why are you hanging out with him? Don't even repeat that as a question. Just ask, hey, do you need some help with studying? Maybe I can help you. And they have no idea why you're going up to them, but this is actually da'wah. This is actually like caring for your sister. Same thing with the brothers. You know what I mean? That, you know what, I probably know the subject, I can figure out, I can help you out. And you should be able to do that. Most things actually, if you read the book well enough, you understand. Yes?
Some people have to think about mixed study groups.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
You asked about mixed study groups. You have to be also practical. It depends on the situation, right? So if you're in the library and there's a mixed study group and there's a final exam session happening, that's different than you specifically being with the girl that you're studying with. Two completely different situations. One is public, everyone is there, right? But even then, even at that situation, you have to have hayat. In where you sit as a brother and a sister, what position you sit, how you sit, how much focus there is on the subject itself versus how much joking there is. Are you spending half the study time eating? Is that what's happening? Are you spending half the study time chilling? Is that what's happening? Are you spending half the study time complaining about the exam and not studying? Is that what's happening? Because that usually happens. Right? But if you're in a public gathering, if you're on the second floor of the library, right, and you're studying with this big study group, and there's people who are focused there and they're learning, right? I've been in those groups, and man, no one cares about the opposite gender because it's so hard. Trying to figure out the problem. Seriously. Right? And that's a different situation, and you know that. This series is not for me to come and baby you guys and say, don't do this and do that. You guys have enough intellect to figure that out. You have enough intellect to know when you're crossing the line. We're beyond that. We're not in the middle school phase where you need to be understood and like you guided and spoon-fed all the right ingredients and the right mixtures. No, you know you feel a certain way, you stop. You felt it, you stop. And you know what that feeling is like, so you stop. No one's gonna know. You might not look like it might not show on your face, but you stop. You have shyness. Right? Let's say there's a mixed gathering, right? You're giving all the answers not to help people out, but to show off to that girl or something. Right? Oh, look, I know all the answers. I don't know. Whatever your reason might be. Stop. Wherever you're sitting, oh, we're going to study at this time, I'm going to come ready. I'm going to come dressed up to study now. Like, no. Right? You come looking like the freshest guy or the freshest girl on the second floor of the library. Because you want to study calculus too. Right? This happens. This happens. I know we're laughing, but this happens. Right? So shyness is really important. I don't know why we would need an individual study buddy for any situations with brothers and sisters to mix. Especially in Dearborn when you have enough brothers, enough sisters who are also Muslim in your same classes, right? Because basis and Arab go the same way with the career paths. So you're gonna end up having somebody there. And you have your professors, and you have SI, and you have the learning centers. At this point I can't really continue anymore. That's the end point of that note. Third point. What time is it? 5:37. Third point. So we'll leave Fatima radiallahu anha after Salah. Okay? And I picked them because, obviously one male Sahabi, one female Sahabi, both excellent in their sense of modesty. We'll start with Uthman bin Affan. See if we can finish. Uthman bin Affan, I've been talking about interaction and lewd behavior and looking at impermissible things so far, right? But haya is more than that. Modesty is more than that. Modesty also comes in when you have blessings from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your life, like you have rizq, right? Like you have money, modesty comes with that. Because I see some kids in Dearborn driving around with Porsches, so I don't know. They have money. MashaAllah, Allah give them. Allah bless them. Uthman bin Affan, he saw a boy who needed money, who was completely poor. He went to the boy, he said, let me get you a new shirt. I want to get you a shirt. Boy says, okay, cool. He goes, gives the boy the shirt. He says, go and show your parents this shirt and see how they feel about it. See if they like the shirt on you or not. The boy is a young boy, he doesn't understand much. He goes to his parents, shows the shirt. Within the shirt, the parents find 10,000 dirhams. I mean, it was left behind by Uthman bin Affan. He placed the money inside the shirt. This is his modesty in just giving money. This entire discussion is on modesty. Modesty is not just covering the hair. It's not just wearing loose clothing. It's not just having haya in your interaction with the opposite gender. It's beyond that. There's so many principles and pillars to modesty that we have to understand. And in this part, it's with your rizq, you're modest. With whatever Allah has blessed you, you're modest. The Uthman bin Affan could have went to his parents and said, here's money. He sent him with the child. He sent him with the child. Look at how he approached the child. He gave the child a shirt. The kid would like the shirt. Maybe the kid doesn't understand the value of money. But the kid might like the brand new shirt. He made the child happy. Think about how much he thought about this. But think about how quickly he did it. It just came to him. It just came to him. Would this idea just come to us naturally? You have to be a type of person. You have to be a person of modesty to have this kind of, a person of humility to come to this point where you're like, oh yeah, duh, sure, money, hide it, give it to him, show your parents. We don't think like that. We don't think like that at all. We're gonna think, how much money should I really give? Let me check my bank account. How much bills do I have coming in? That's how we're thinking. That's how we're thinking. Him, just seamlessly, beautifully, just giving money. Without people even realizing that he gave. And we only found out through the narrators that he gave. Modesty is even in giving money. And this is something, I mean, you guys don't have a hard time with because you're all broke as college students, right? So it's good. But one day, inshallah, when you do become successful, Allah will make you all successful, right? In whatever career or whatever you're pursuing, when you do have the chance to give money, maybe the kids who have internships can give money. When you do have the chance to give money, be humble about it. Have some haya towards it. That this money, subhanAllah, this money is not mine. That this money only entered my hand into my wallet for it to come back into my hand to give to somebody else, because that was the only sole purpose of this money, that I never deserved this money to begin with, that I was simply a mediator for this money to reach to this individual. That Allah sent me as a messenger to simply take this money from the bank and give it to somebody else. I'm just a messenger of the money. That I don't own this money. That it brings me anxiety in my heart to hold on to money that belongs to others. You know how it feels when you borrow a lot of money from somebody? Imagine you borrowed $1,000 from somebody. That's a lot of money. Even $100, it's a lot of money. You'll think about it. You're like, man, I gotta get this money back. What if I told you that, like, a lot of the money in your wallet right now that you earned with your own time, or your parents earned, they already belong to somebody else, but you haven't given it yet. You still owe them that. You still owe them that. With humility, with haya, with modesty. There's a lot of goodness in haya. Modesty, I can't explain it. There's so many ways of looking at it. There's so many ways of looking at it. How many minutes do I have left? Uthman bin Affan, radiallahu anhu, he was so modest that even, this is the narration that they said, that even when he was changing his clothes in privacy, the Sahabi is changing his clothes in privacy, not in front of his wife, no, it's just him. Just him. Not the locker room. Just him. Even when he is changing his clothes in privacy, he's bent over to cover his body as much as possible. When he's changing his shirt, Just when he's changing his shirt, he's bent over to just cover as much as he can and quickly change so he can cover again. Wow. We have a hard time after we're fully clothed and we have to analyze, do I look modest today? Is this good to go out looking like this? SubhanAllah, this man was in private. He was in private thinking of this. How do you think he was dressing when he was in public? How do you think he carried himself when he was in public? This is a man. This is a Sahabi. This is a Khalifa. This is who he was. Son-in-law of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Makes sense. Makes sense. This is the level of modesty he had. That if you and I just thought about that, think about how we would change our attire. SubhanAllah. Forget our attire. Think about how we would change when we were changing our attire. Because that's what he was doing. While he was changing his attire, he was thinking about it. You know, sometimes you have to kind of think on these stories. You don't just keep listening and keep saying, give me new stories, give me new stories, give me new stories. No. You take the story home for the week. You take it home for the week and you say, okay, what can I do with this story? How can I make my attire look modest like Akhlaq radiallahu anhu? That I want to follow an example, that such level of humility, I don't have to think, I don't have to look at the mirror when I leave the house because I know I'm covered. I know the way I'm leaving the house, Allah is happy with it. I don't care if my mom is happy with it, or my dad is happy with it, or my friend's happy with it, or my husband's happy with it, or my wife's happy with it, or my kids are happy with it. I don't care. If Allah is happy with it, I'm happy with it. But if Allah is not happy with it, my mom can be happy, my wife can be happy, my husband can be happy, my boyfriend, my girlfriend can be happy, whoever can be happy, but if Allah is not happy, you will never be happy. That's it. That you will look as quote-unquote attractive as you might want to look. That you will have the best suits or the best makeup, whatever you want to do. You will fashion yourself and adorn yourself in such a way, yet you will feel there's a void in your heart of feeling appreciated of your beauty because you're looking at it from people, not from Allah, the Creator. You're never going to find it from people. That were you to have more shyness, where you and I were to have more shyness in our attire, we would not care how we look so long as it's presentable, so long as we're well composed, so long as we look decent, and we go outside and we're covered and we know Allah loves us because of how we present ourselves. We know that the angels love us from there. And the hadith, Sahih hadith says that if the angels love us, then all the creations, the fish in the sea make dua for us. This is how much the extent goes. That if we were to have some modesty in our life, in just how we dress, I'm talking about whatever level you're at, you step it up. Sometimes people hear me say these things, right? You know what they think? They're like, oh yeah, that one guy who wears shorts to the masjid, that guy. Or that one sister who dresses with her hijab a little bit loose, that sister. No. You could be a niqabi, or you could be wearing a full thobe. You can step it up. You can step it up. Don't come and tell me I've reached the highest. That would be very disappointing to hear from anybody. That I've reached the highest. Even if you have the most loose of clothing in the entire room, the way you walk in that clothing matters. The way you sit with that clothing matters. The way you present yourself with that clothing matters. The color of that clothing matters. How much attraction you draw with that clothing matters. The simplicity of that clothing matters. The money you put towards buying that clothing matters. All of these things matter. The brand of your clothing matters, even if you're trying to show it off. All of these things matter. So don't come and tell me that you've come here. Because none of us have. We haven't. With that, let's take a break for Salah, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاه والسلام على رسول الله وعلى اله وصحبه اجمعين. The final point, 6 o'clock, I think we're right on schedule, is to discuss Fatima radiallahu anha, the leader of the women in Jannah. The leader of the women in Jannah. For the men, you could take an example from Uthman bin Affan, who was the leader of the men in this world. We take example from him. And for the woman, you have Fatima radiallahu anha, who not leads the woman in this world, but the woman in Jannah. That's a high status. That's a high position. And it's not because she's the daughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's not only because she's the daughter of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's beyond that. It's actually attributed, given Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was, like I said, was as humble, the most humble. Fatima radiallahu anha learned most of her modesty and humility from her mother, Khadija radiallahu anha. And that's why you know them both to be as women who completed their iman, their faith. Of the 4 women, there are 2. And this is a perfect example of a mother and daughter relationship, where the daughter completely emulates the mother. So much so that she also perfects her faith. To say you perfected your faith is something, it's a bold statement, right? Some of us don't even believe through our actions, though we say it with speech. But her, she perfected it. So, one example or one story of our humility comes after the hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam whispers in her ear something, and she cries. Then he whispers something else into her ears, and then she laughs. Right? What happened in this scenario? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was telling his daughter, his beloved daughter, Fatima, that, he's going to pass away soon. His time is coming. So she cries. But he also whispers in her ears that she has the glad tidings of being the leaders of the women in Jannah. This is a big deal. So what does she do? Imagine you heard your father tell you that his time is coming and that, he's going to pass away soon. Knowing she was close to him than any other daughter, it made a hint towards that she would be next, because she loved her father. She loved her father so much. So the closest she could be to her father, and the only way she could be closer to her father after his death is what? If she also passes away. Which shows the level of value of this world itself and the life itself. It's not valuable at all. That Fatima radiallahu anha, she was in a mindset, just like the rest of the Sahaba, where they said that, let me get out of here as soon as possible. Right? We have these goals in our lives that we want to do this, we want to do that, so we can end up accomplishing ABC. They're like, let me just get rid of ABC so I can accomplish the afterlife. So to prepare for her death, Fatima radiallahu anha, this is the point of the story itself, she tells Asma radiallahu anha that she appoints her to make sure that she's the one who takes care of her body after she passes away. She says that, look, if I am to pass away, make sure my ghusl, my washing of my body is done in the evening. And make sure my burial of my body is done in the evening. So my figure could not be made out by others. We struggle to have modesty while we're alive. Fatima radiallahu anha was on a higher level, where her sense of modesty, her concern towards modesty, is what's going to happen when I pass away. That I don't want others to notice my figure. I don't want others to notice my figure, even after I'm dead. People are not attracted to people who are dead. This is not a common thing. But her high level of modesty even accounted for that. That even after I pass away, do it in the dark. Brothers, sisters, she said, if you're washing my body, do it in the dark. Do men wash the bodies of women? No. Let's think about this. Well, the burial makes sense. Ghusl too? Ghusl too? This is not modesty just from men, subhanAllah. So her figure is not even understood by women. Does that make sense? She said, when you're doing the ghusl for me, do it in the evening. There are no men there when they're doing the ghusl for a woman. But it could come in a woman's heart that, oh, look at how she looked. It could come in a woman's heart that she becomes jealous, that she becomes envious, or she becomes sad about her own body. Like even to that extent, she's humble. hiding yourself not just from men but also from women. Subhanallah. That we have this idea that if brothers are among brothers and sisters are among sisters, you just kind of let loose. And you look your best and you do your best. Whereas haya, it doesn't discriminate with genders. Haya transcends gender. It's beyond it. It's beyond. This is adab. This is etiquette. I'm not talking about fard and sunnah. Please don't quote me on those things. I'm not talking about what's mandatory and what's not mandatory. It's not mandatory for you to have your ghusl in the evening. No. But you want to learn from the best. You want to emulate the best. You want to take their examples. You want to be more like them. You and I cannot be like the Sahaba, but we can try to be like them. You and I cannot be like the Sahaba, but we can try to be like them. You want to be like them as much as you can, you take from them. You take from them. SubhanAllah, like I don't think we were thinking about this point. I think all we were thinking about when I said the story in the beginning was that, oh yeah, hiding her body because men are going to see her. I think that's probably the first common reaction that people thought about. Woman seeing her, that might be across our minds. Ghusl and burial. And the fact that she was preparing for her death. This is thought behind it. That when we prepare for our death, we're thinking, who's going to get my money? Which is important, don't get me wrong. Who am I going to leave this to? What am I going to do with this? What's my 401k plan? All of these things. How much is the funeral going to cost? SubhanAllah, Fatima radiallahu anha, a queen in Jannah, she lived a very humble life in this dunya. She didn't have to worry about that because she didn't have any of that to begin with. Her mahar was the cost of the shield of Ali radiallahu anhu. That is it. That to be a queen in Jannah, you don't get to be a queen in this dunya. It doesn't work like that. To be a king in Jannah, you don't get to be a king in this dunya. Allah is the king of all things. When we understand these things, if you actually make your goal these things and these amazing people that lived and walked on this planet and their footsteps are true, and their footsteps were made, so it's true. When you think about all these things, you really think about what modesty really is. Think about what modesty really entails in our lives, and you start thinking about the yes or no questions. Get out of that. That's my recommendation to all you guys. Get out of the yes or no questions. Yes or no questions bring you down, man. Yes or no questions, they're okay, but you have to be careful with them. Yes or no, you guys know what I'm talking about when I say yes or no questions? Can I wear this? Yes or no? Is this permissible? Yes or no? Just tell me yes or no. Don't give me no reasoning. Don't tell me what's recommended. Don't tell me what's preferred. Yes or no? Can I do this or not? This one guy asked me to ask my teacher on behalf of his friend. Okay, so you guys following me now? His friend told him to get the answer. He came to me to ask my teacher. He said, I have a wife. Can I get married to another woman if my wife doesn't know? I just want to hear yes or no. So obviously the brother asking me is my friend, he's not the one doing this. I'm like, bro, I'm not answering that question because I can't, I'm not answering that question. But I really think he should hear more than just yes or no. Can you talk to him? He said, I tried talking to him. He said, all he wants is yes or no. Is it permissible or not? That's all I want to know. And he went to a Hanafi scholar. That doesn't help because it's a different answer than a Shafi'i scholar. So I asked Mufti Sahab. Mufti Sahab says, why? Right? So I'm asking a question. I'm like, Mufti Sahab, he doesn't want to give you any answers. He's not open to hearing you. All he wants to hear from you is yes or no. You see how these things can take us to dangerous places? We're laughing about it. This man is dead serious though. He's dead serious. He has, and this is what listen to reason. He's looking for yes or no. Is it permissible? Yes or no? Can I wear this? Yes or no? Is this enough to cover me? Yes or no? Get out of that. You know, adab is beyond that. Yes or no is fiqh. That's rulings. Adab is beyond yes or no. Yes or no is, do I need a book for this class? Adab is holding that book to your chest when you walk with it. There's a difference. Now that's what my teacher taught me. He said when you hold your, he saw us walking, you guys have big kitabs in your hand, big books in your hand. You guys are walking like this with the books on your side. Maybe hold it here, towards your chest, towards your heart. That was what he told us. That's adab. It's just manners, man. We get so strung up in this 2020 fatwa century. All we focus on is, that's probably bid'ah, bro. No, relax. It's not bid'ah. You're just holding a book closer to your heart. And if you actually have love for that book, you will understand that. That when you hold the Quran, you don't just leave it here. You hold it with care. Because you're reading the words of Allah. You're reading the words of Allah. And when you hold the Quran, you come with wudu. Because you want to be as pure as possible when you're touching the most pure on the earth. This is as pure as it gets. What is more pure on earth right now than the Quran? Nothing. Definitely not you and me. So when impure things like us touch something so pure, we should at least purify ourselves. When our entire, I'm not even talking about being impure like fiqh-wise. I'm not talking about that. When people of us with impure thoughts and impure actions and impure speech come across the speech of Allah, how do you not approach it with wudu? How? This is adab, this is manners, this is etiquette. Etiquette is that when you're at a dinner table at a fancy party, you can take your hands and you can just grab the fish and you can just put it in your mouth. Or you can take the knife and you can take the fork and you can cut it. In both situations, you will eat the fish. In one situation, you look ridiculous. In one situation, you look ridiculous. People stress dinner etiquette so much, they have classes for how to eat with etiquette for dinners. That this fork is not for that usage. But when it comes to sunnah, when it comes to what's mustahab, what's preferred, to covering for even men up to your wrist, when it comes to these things, we're like, no, yes or no, yes or no. Above navel, okay. This is our current state. Get out of the yes or no. If you really want to improve, ask, what more can I do? Ask, what more can I do? And see the examples of Ali radiallahu anhu, the examples of Uthman bin Affan, the examples of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, the examples of Fatima radiallahu anha, all of these Sahaba. Look at their examples. And you will see, and don't just take, please, don't just take like a part of their life and then be like, this is what I want to do. This is not, that's taking their life out of context. Are you guys following me? Right? So the brother, I want to get married, I'm going to give my mahar of only $200. Because Ali radiallahu anhu, he sold his shield and he gave that much. Khalas. Ali radiallahu anhu also paid the hajj. Right? You can't just take whatever you like. Sisters, Khadija radiallahu anha had her own business. What happened to her business when she had kids? Ask all of these questions. Understand holistically, who were the Sahaba? They were people who had the same feelings you and I have, and they expressed it differently than you and I. And they had adab in all their actions. So actually follow through like that, inshallah. Let's conclude, inshallah. Subhanakallah wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.